Good morning. This is Morning at NTV. We just had a very interesting discussion around taxis. Of course, if you go to our hashtag Morning at NTV, you'll find all the information just in case you missed it or didn't understand most of it. So now you have a business, you have a product. Most of us are SMEs. We do not operate on large budgets and large capital. And you're thinking, I have a very good product. It's good quality, so I should be safe. No. If nobody knows about your very good product or your very good brand, chances are you will not make money because nobody is buying. So it's very important for visibility, for you to get out there, for you to be seen, for you to make as much noise as you can that you exist, which is where marketing comes from. Now, marketing can be marketing yourself, can be marketing your product, your brand, whatever it is. Either way, you must understand marketing. Joining me is a marketing and communications professional, Paul Mirigi. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, you are, when we say professional, because when I was at university, a lot of people were marketing and because it sounded good.
Yeah.
And it sounded like something on the market I would get a job for.
Yes.
Is that the reality?
That's not the reality because most people who are actually doing marketing and communications have actually not gone to professional schools to train.
Oh, there's such a thing?
There is such a thing. So you basically have to be professionally trained. Okay. So for example, if it's in the marketing space, you've got the Chartered Institute of Marketing. Okay. So which is a professional course, right from certificate, diploma to postgraduate diploma, where you just basically go and train in the marketing profession. Okay. For the communication profession, you've got the Chartered Institute of PR, which basically is same thing as CIM, but only that this time it's just looking at PR, it's looking at communications, it's looking at copy also. So you need to go to school to be a professional marketer or a professional communicator.
Okay, so we say marketing, we say branding, we say sales, we say PR, and we all in our heads, it sounds the same.
Yeah, and they're all different.
Okay.
Yes.
So which is within the other, which is different from the other?
Okay. So marketing is like the umbrella one.
Okay.
Because the definition of marketing is to identify a customer need and to fulfill it profitably. Okay. So there needs to be some aspects of sales. But then marketing involves a subset of about 7 different things. Right. You need to look at the price of your product. You need to look at the people marketing. You need to look at the product itself in terms of how good it is, the quality, the specifications. You need to look at the people who are behind it. You need to look at the promotion which you're using. So are you going to use digital? Are you going to use billboards? Are you going to use newspapers? You also need to look at the place where you're actually promoting it. You also look at the physical environment of where you are as a business. So it entails a couple of things which most people do not understand. And so people just think that marketing is just communication. Yes. Speaking or advertising.
This is what I have, this is what I do.
Exactly. That is it. Yet it's more than that. So for example, you'll be marketed to by a company, and so you'll go walk in, let's say if it's a boutique, they say they've got these lovely dresses, we've got this very good service, but when you go there, the people don't know the right information about the product. You're not given good customer care. You're not given good after-sales service. So those are all things which we look at when we actually talk about marketing.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So, so customer care.
Yes.
Because which is a department in many corporate companies, especially.
Yes.
Then falls under marketing.
Yes, it does.
Okay.
Yes, it does.
So the first person I see in the company or organization, because there are companies that don't define these things as customer care or customer service.
True.
For example, front desk.
Yes.
In offices.
Yes.
If I walk in there, my first point of contact.
Yes.
Are they representative of marketing?
Yes, they are. Because they are under people who you hire to basically work on your service or work on your product. That's part of people. And that's why it's very important for marketing to be present when, for example, HR are doing their interviews. So is this person who you're going to hire representative of your brand? Do they speak your language? Do they look like the brand that you're representing? So when you go in, you're expecting to be received very well, to be welcomed, to be asked if there's any issue or do you have an appointment, have a seat, good to see you. But more often than not, we don't see this. And that's why people have displeasure right at the reception's desk. Or even as far as even the parking lot attendant or the guard or the askari. No. You know?
You cannot expect
that's part of marketing.
To be part of marketing.
He is, because it's a whole customer experience in terms of when you start, when you walk in, because that's your whole experience with that brand.
Yes.
So when you walk in or when you park your car somewhere, how is that guard who's representative of your service, of your company, how are they treating the customers who come in? So you may, be left with having this ill feeling and saying, I won't go back there.
They're rude.
And yet, it's us, the guard, who spoiled the whole experience for the customer.
I think even the people who take our calls are very important, because I always find that when I call a company, because you put your number online, or wherever, and you say, call so-and-so for this aloe vera drink. You know? And I call, and the person says, yeah. Whereas then I have to ask, is this so-and-so? Is this the company? So I'm already doing your job for you.
Exactly.
So but where is the lag? You've talked about the fact that you need to go to school.
Yes.
Certain schools.
Yes.
But marketing and comms actually being in universities being taught.
Yeah.
And are you trying to tell me the people we are churning out in marketing cannot actually do marketing?
Okay. I'd say marketing is beyond the professional side of it. You need to have a passion for it.
Okay.
So if you're not in it, in terms of your feeling, every day you just wake up and you want to do marketing as a serious thing. If you don't have the passion for it, I don't think you can really make it, because at times you'll be forced to do things which you're either not paid or you've not been trained. And so the passion needs to drive you through all that. So I think most of the people who are coming out of school, even the professionally trained ones, we've got some people who don't have the passion for marketing, and you can see right through it when they talk, when they work.
They're here to just make it.
They're here for their 8 to 5 to go home. They really don't care for the business at times. So that's the main challenge that we have, especially when it comes to, let's say, some of the graduates or some of the professionals who are being churned out in marketing and communications.
Okay, so we've talked about me who's studying to do marketing.
Yes.
Let's now talk about the brands, the businesses, the organizations that actually would... I think over the years this has changed.
Yes.
Before, marketing was not really a department anybody cared for.
True.
Because I think I see sales is in marketing.
Yes.
But I think I see more of sales than the entire umbrella of marketing.
Okay.
But now more and more companies are seeing the value of this.
Yes.
Is it because somehow they've noticed it translates to the sales?
Yes.
Is it because they've noticed the visibility is great? What's happening there?
Okay. So what's happening is that there is an increasing awareness for marketing and an appreciation for what marketing can do for businesses.
Yes.
So we've got the big, large multinationals, you've got the telecoms, you've got the beverage or the breweries, or the ones who are in manufacturing. So they understand what marketing can do for them. But then you've got the new sort of like wave of SMEs, small, medium enterprises, which are basically appreciating what marketing can do for their business.
Yes.
So out of this, more and more people are getting involved. More of them are requiring marketing services. More of them are hiring professionals to come and lead their departments. But there's still some knowledge gap, which is not being fulfilled currently, because some of the owners of the SMEs do not understand well what they want to do, number one. Number two, they don't understand how best marketing can help them. And then number three, there's an issue of price. So they'll compromise what marketing service they get because they don't have enough money or they don't have enough knowledge about what they need to do. But this is slowly, this gap is slowly being closed, because then with more time, as people are appreciating what marketing is, what it can do, then more of them are going to hire professionals to do the right thing. Because some people are actually running briefcase, companies.
I was about to say, is marketing for everyone? Is marketing for every business? It's
not for everyone. And I'll note it from the point of, when you get unwell, you go to a doctor.
Yes.
A professional doctor. You don't go to, I don't know, a herbalist or, you go to a professional doctor who sees what are you suffering from, is it malaria, and diagnoses drugs for you based on what you're sick from. So it's the same way a marketing professional should be able to diagnose what does a business need. Okay. So is the issue on your product? Do you need to rebrand it? Do you need to sell it in smaller packages? Is the issue on your communication? Is the issue on, let's say, your people? So the same way you go to a doctor to diagnose for you, also a professional marketer should be able to say, this is your business, this is where I think you need to improve on. And so you give a task list based on that and a budget, and saying this is what we need to do over this period of time.
So not every business needs to market. their product?
Every business needs to market.
Okay.
However, what one business does is different from what another business does.
So let's say there's a telecom,
yes.
which has, of course, is running on big budgets.
Yes.
And there's me who has, and I sell online on my Facebook page.
Okay.
Here and there.
Yeah.
2-3 pairs of shoes a week.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I've made it. Oh, this week I brought these new shoes.
Yes.
I think for some reason I feel like I'm already marketing if I'm on Facebook and I'm putting it out there.
Okay.
But do I need to take it a notch higher?
Yes, you do. Yes,
really?
you do. Yes. So basically, number one, it's good you're already on, let's say, Facebook, which is a good thing. You have about 19 million plus Ugandans who have access to the internet. Yeah. About 3 million of those are on Facebook.
Actually, yeah, the majority is
yes,
on Facebook.
Yes, the majority are on Facebook. So beyond just basically pushing your products on Facebook, also you as a person, you're marketing your business. So, for example, you can be going out to, let's say, groups of gathering of people and just saying, you know what, I sell shoes, but let me talk about beauty and fashion.
Okay.
So as you're talking about that, then there's an angle to what you're selling. But people will know you as a person who knows about beauty and fashion in relation
to the shoes.
To the shoes.
Right.
So you also market yourself that way and your business. And most SME owners are actually in that space whereby the business is still under their control. It's not grown to a level whereby they can hire, let's say, a general manager or a CEO.
It's just
so
me.
They do.
I am the be-all and end-all of the business.
So you can be the lead marketer for your own business, yes.
Let's talk about bad brand or bad product versus good marketing.
Yes.
I mean, can I have such a bad product, a crappy product, but good marketing helps me?
Yes, you can. But it will only help you for the short term.
Okay.
Because in marketing, the customer is king. Yes. And the customer will, after some time, experience the product. And what the customer does in terms of appreciating your product will lead to whether the business is going to be there for long or not. So, for example, if, as you said, you've got a crappy product, but you've got a very good ad
marketing
about it,
team,
then people are going to come, test it, and then they're going to talk really badly about it if it's not good enough.
Yes.
And so that means you're going to lose all of them. So you can have a bad product, very good advertising and marketing strategies, but once a customer tries and tests it and then finds it's not what they were basically communicated, or that's not what they saw in ads, then they're going to move away, which will lead to your business crumbling. Okay,
so then the next one is whether you can market with no knowledge of the product. And in this case, because if someone, for example, is in the marketing team of NTV, let's say.
Yes.
And this is a TV station. We have a vision, we have a mission,
yes.
we have what we stand for, we have, you know, how we operate.
Yes.
And we have a certain standard by which we need to operate.
Okay.
And then you go to Paul and try to say, do you need to buy 10 minutes on morning at NTV?
Okay.
And they say, what's my value? You know, you'll be seen. You know,
that a lot.
You've got no knowledge
yes.
or not enough knowledge
yes.
of your product.
Yeah.
But yet we see some people still clenching, you know, clients and still getting deals. So it's possible, but is it what's happening more of, where people are actually marketing products or brands they don't even know much about?
Yeah, that's quite true. And the danger of that basically is you're not able to know who your customer is if you don't understand the product very well. So if, let's say, you're selling, as I say, as you say, TV space, as NTV, you should be able to know who are the top, let's say, 50 advertisers all over in Uganda. And try and market to them and say, this is the proposition that we have. Also, what segments does NTV have in terms of business, in terms of sports, in terms of programming, and how can it help a certain business reach out to the customers that it wants to get to? So they need to understand the product in and out. And now that helps them when they go out to market it to potential customers and clients. So it's quite important for someone to know what the product is about, what problem is it solving also, because then what problem is your product or your service solving? And then you go to the people who have that problem and say, we can help you fix, and this is what I have.
Okay.
Yeah.
The cost of marketing.
Yes.
Because we already say that everyone needs to market their product one way or another. That just means certain people can market with their big budgets. Yes. You can market with your small budget. You can market alone, your boutique or whatever you have.
Yeah.
and then the other person can market with the big budgets and all the billboards that they have.
Yes.
But is marketing expensive?
Okay. Marketing is not expensive. It's relative to what you're doing, to where or to what your business objectives are, and then also to the customers. So I'll give an example for business-to-business marketing. So basically, it's one business, like let's say NTV, selling to another business similar to it, and it's not involving a lot of consumers, like mass product manufacturing and things like that. So what NTV needs to do, or any business, let's say in the service or in the product line, is first of all, target the customers very well and know, based on analytics, where are my sales coming from? Now, based on that, you're able to have marketing strategies, what we call the marketing mix, and know how best to communicate to them. For those people who find it expensive, normally they are spending in areas where they're not supposed to be spending. That's why it becomes expensive.
Yeah.
However, marketing is an investment. And so just like anything else where you put money, it needs to recoup back its returns through sales.
So and if you are making all the noise and
there's no sales,
it's not working.
It's not working. And that's why it becomes expensive. But if you're putting your money right, in the right marketing strategies, then it should be able to bring in a return. They actually say that whatever comes into your business, you're supposed to put in 10% of it back into marketing. It's an investment. It's always going to come back. If it doesn't come back, then there's something wrong that you're doing.
Okay.
Yes.
You before we went on air, you told me that it's actually called cannibalizing.
Oh, yes.
This could be in product, in marketing campaigns. Yes. It is what you and I call copying. These ones have copied the others.
Yes.
You know, or these ones have the same marketing strategy as the others.
Yeah.
And I think over the last few months, I've seen, even yesterday for Father's Day, I saw about 2 companies that had the same image with almost the same message.
Yeah.
That's different colors.
Yes.
So why is this happening more, or are we just noticing it more?
Okay.
Is it a lack of creativity in marketing? Is it the cost, as we said, some people are not willing to pay for good stuff? What's happening? Okay.
So there are, I think, 3 things which get involved. When someone copies another product, in how it looks, in how it feels, and you've seen this a lot in the Ugandan market.
Yes.
It can be strategic, whereby the company which is copying does not want to spend or invest enough time and money in building their own brand. So what they do is that they produce and market something similar to what a competitor is doing, so that now they can confuse the customer, and the customer thinks, oh, it's the same thing, and so they just basically go and buy it. So at times it's strategic. The second reason why this is happening is because they've seen something happening, and it's working for one company, and someone says,
I was about to say that, Paul, that if you are selling your meat a certain way, and people are buying your meat, because you have drums as you sell the meat, I will obviously get drums and also sell my meat.
Yes.
Is it because I've gotten the drums? Are there certain things that are unique to you that I shouldn't get, and then other things that should be universal, that we can all, for lack of it, cannibalize off each other?
Yes.
Are there some unique things?
Yes, there's some unique things which you can do, and this is all through innovation. Okay. So, for example, if you're selling meat like someone else, then you can go a step further. And for example, instead of just, cutting 1 kg or 2 kgs, you can say, you know what, I can cut the meat for you into smaller pieces, so that you can just go home and just wash it and, put in a pan. I mean,
but
that's
if somebody
all
else cuts the pieces again, it's not illegal.
Yes, it's not illegal per se, but there's some people who will just do what's already happening in the market. And part of it is because of lack of innovation. So if you don't innovate...
And does that then kill marketing, the profession?
It does in a certain way.
Okay.
Because then if everybody is doing the same thing, then there's no differentiator in terms of what one person is doing versus the other. So you'll find differentiators are very important, especially in some core services or in some core products where you need a distinct value which differentiates you. Either it could be in the quality, it could be in the pricing, it could be in how the product is packaged, and people are able to even pay more once they see something that is different from the rest.
You work with big brands that don't just market for Kampala. They market for Uganda, and Uganda is different. I was just in Bar over the weekend, and I was trying to communicate with certain people and I realized, oh, I was on a different tangent. I need to speak different to this service provider that I would speak to, a service provider from Kampala. Now, when you have clients who you work for who have certain marketing campaigns, when you look at consumer trends in most different, different parts of Uganda, what are you seeing? What's the difference? What's the similarity? What are we known for? What are we not known for?
Okay, all right. Ugandan consumers are heavily driven by price.
How much does it cost?
How much does it cost? Or how much do I have in my pocket?
Oh, okay.
You know?
Yes.
And so they'll say, I have X amount of money to spend on ABCD. And so you found, through experience, we found that more and more companies have to lower their prices while still trying to maintain the quality, the standards of quality, while actually selling the same product. So consumers are very, very price sensitive. That's number one.
But that's sometimes not even possible for you to have good quality.
Yeah, it's true.
For less.
It's true, because it's quite expensive to produce a good product, or even to just have a good service. Let's say if it's an eatery or it's a bar, you know, you need to put in a lot of money, and it needs to be recouped by what the customer is actually paying. So price is number one. That's one of the trends that we have with the Ugandan consumer. Then number two is they'll go where everybody else is going. So whenever something is hot, they'll want to know, what's this? You know, the fear of FOMO, fear of missing out. So they don't want to miss out, and so they'll go. You know, if you're having an iPhone, then everybody else wants to have an iPhone.
So as Ugandans, we are buying what everyone else is buying.
Exactly. Because then you're driven by trends. You want to look flashy, the in thing, you know, and so you'll go for it. So, so that's the other thing. And then number three, in terms of the trends that we're seeing in terms of marketing and communication, the consumer is heavily driven by international trends and specifications. Even if whatever they need to buy is not at the same price. It's sort of like fake it till you make it. So again, people want to be perceived in a certain way based on what they've seen in the international markets. And so the same thing also is happening here.
So the same dress as this celebrity.
Exactly.
It doesn't matter whether it's a fake brand.
Exactly.
I'll do it.
Exactly.
Help me understand it in terms of just consumer trends, because you've talked about international, and I've remembered how we've been talking and discussing about the possibility of Buy Uganda, Build Uganda being sustainable. Do you see that Ugandans are more inclined to our very own products, made in Uganda, by Ugandans, or it's a case of, I don't know about your quality, or I don't want to support our own?
Buy Uganda, Build Uganda will only work if the quality of the products by the Ugandan business owners is high enough for the price that they're charging for. That's how it's going to work. So if the quality is very poor, I don't see Ugandans paying money because they're patriotic and the quality is
so poor. We're not loyal like that.
No. Someone will still need the value for money when they're paying for products.
That's a good thing.
Buy Uganda, Build Uganda will only work if the quality is very good.
But of course they've been complaining the quality comes in with, how much we have, access to certain resources. So that's a whole other discussion. In marketing, you need to know, just like that, consumer trends. And that comes from research. You need to know the numbers. And I'm wondering if you have access to good, authentic research. Research is not biased to just, urban markets. So, research that is not skewed around guesswork. As we see in our market. Is it there?
It's there, and it's quite expensive. It also, there are few companies which are actually doing this research and really detailed analytics. So what many people are doing is that they're setting up their own research departments in-house to actually look at what's happening with their products or with their services compared to other competitors. So because of the cost and the limited service that there is with regards to research, analytics, and statistics, you've got many companies just trying to do an in-house research department, checking on the numbers on a daily, which gives them that same information at a cheaper cost or at a lower cost, and it's more controlled within the in-house space.
When we do wind up, I will need you to give us about, as you ponder on that, 3 things that, whether it's a new business, whether it's a small business, anyone with a business, 3 things they can do, not, tough terms, 3 things that they can do to give their business visibility.
Okay.
But before we get there, the digital space.
All right.
Everyone is online. Well, I won't say everyone.
Yes.
Most people are now online.
Yes.
Some people understand
yes.
what to do online.
Yes.
Some people are online but do not know what's happening.
Okay.
You know, they use it to probably chat with friends. They don't have an idea that they can actually sell or market their business online.
Yes.
But when they discussed the mobile money tax,
and
then they discussed the, you know, taxing for us to use the internet, a lot of people said, we're going to suffer because I can't afford space in a mall or space anywhere else.
Yes.
This is where I operate.
Yes.
And it's working for me.
Yes.
And of course, with operating online, it takes away a lot of, you know, certain costs that you would incur if you're marketing your business elsewhere.
True.
But let's also discuss the big businesses, the big brands that have digital desks.
Yes.
Where you have the company has a good product, but they don't understand these things online, these things of PT.
Yes.
Then you have a young Paul who's going to come and say, I understand the digital space. I'll do it for you. But Paul doesn't understand the product or the brand.
True.
That's where we're seeing those mistakes.
True.
Why aren't these two aligning?
Okay. I think there are a couple of shortcuts which are used by companies.
Okay.
And so you'll have, let's say, an MD or a head of marketing saying, let's open a Facebook page, let's open a Twitter handle, let's have our things on a website. But beyond that, you need to generate content.
Yes.
Beyond that, you need to have some digital marketing. Beyond that, you need to do search engine optimization, which is a more scientific way of doing social media, but it actually gets you the results. So people don't know what they need to do. That's number one. Number two, they don't have enough money to actually invest in digital marketing because it's expensive based on the business. And also, if you don't understand what you're doing, then you're going to spend money in the wrong places.
So it's not just to tweet. We don't just have to put
it's beyond
Facebook.
That. Because tweeting is actually it's the last thing.
Really?
Which is, because you need to come and analyze the business. You need to know what are we communicating? You need to know what content are we generating. You need to know what your customers want to listen or read or see. And so you also put that into your visuals, into the videos that you produce, if you're producing any videos. So it's quite scientific. It's not just about tweeting.
So marketing my business isn't just a Facebook post.
No, it's not.
Which I think
we
all think. We all think.
Yeah.
So let's talk about small business, big business, just someone who's watching and says, okay, maybe I didn't see the value of marketing, but I get it now. It's something I need to do. What are the 3 things that today, regardless of whether I have a lot of money or I don't have a lot of money, that I can implement small things or big things here and there to then start the drive to market my business?
So I think number one, I'd advise them to have a list of their customers. Basically, who buys the goods or who buys the services. So have that database, you know, the name, email, numbers, etc., etc. Because the same person who bought from you last time may probably buy from you again in 2 or 3 months. So keep communicating to them, whether you're doing SMS or you're doing email marketing. Just have the database and continue talking to them. That's number one. Number two, you as a business owner or as a SME owner, go out there, market more, use the groups that you're in, whether with family, friends, associates, and talk about what you do so that now your profile can be built sort of like a personal brand. So you're known if, let's say, you're an SME owner and you're doing, let's say, insecticides, pesticides. Just talk about the dangers of pesticides to the home.
So for wherever you are, just
wherever you are,
keep talking
insecticides. Keep talking insecticides, you know.
And those are the people that succeed. There are people who every time you're around them, you're like, oh, they're going to preach to me about this business. But that's a good thing.
Exactly, it is a good thing.
Keep talking about your business.
Keep talking about your business.
Yes.
Market yourself because then you want to be seen as the leader in that particular industry or whatever it is that you're selling. So keep talking about it. Don't just say, I'm selling this. Talk about what the issues are with the industry that you're in. So those are the 2 things that I'd basically encourage all business owners to do.
Yeah, that last one is important because sometimes we're afraid of talking about our business because things not business hours, not talk. Every moment that you get, market yourself. Be visible. Because you can have a brilliant, good product and nobody knows about it.
Exactly.
It's not good for you. Thanks so much, Paul Marigi, who's a marketing and communications professional. This is Morning at NTV.